How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Kikaider figure. So because this is a web exclusive figure, there is no window to see into the figure, so you just get this basic cover for the box. So you have a nice illustration of the character, and then Bandai logos, and then similar on the side, and the illustration continues onto this side, and the top, the bottom, which has Japanese legal stuff, and then the back, which has a nice illustration of the actual figure, and then more illustrations from various poses. And then down here you have more Japanese legal stuff. So that's the box. To open the figure, you simply just slide open the side flap, and then you pull the figure out like so. Another thing I like to mention about the box, it is smaller than the usual size of an S.H.Figuarts box. So it's only about an inch smaller. So I guess because the figure doesn't come with that much accessories, they could afford to cut down the size. So first off, you do get some instructions just saying what the figure comes with and how to operate the accessories. But it's mainly just hands that he comes with, so it's very self-explanatory. And then to open the figure itself, you just simply lift open the front cover, and there we have the figure all together with its accessories. So here's the actual figure, and for the most part it's a very simple sculpt, but it's very nice and clean overall. And you have all the metallic parts here, which are painted in a nice silver metallic paint, and you can see all the texturing and detail in there. And then moving up to the head, you can see all the nicely sculpted part inside there. And then it's covered by this translucent headpiece, which is very accurate to how he appears in the show. And for the most part, there isn't really a whole lot of paintwork going. The red and blue is sculpted in that color of plastic. And then the painted parts are the yellow stripes, and like I already mentioned, the metallic silver. But for what paintwork there is, it's very clean and tidy. And then the piece on the belt here is also painted in the red and blue with the silver metallic. But the eyes themselves are actually a translucent red with some detailing in there as well of lines. So it's a nice contrast. And the contrast between the red and blue is very nice as well. And what's nice about it is that the joints themselves are in the right colors as well for each side. So that's a nice touch. So for articulation, the neck is on the ball joint at the bottom, but then for the head itself, it's kind of on this double ball joint. Kind of difficult to explain, but if I can just tilt the head upwards and you can get a look for it. It's kind of on this double hinge that's connected onto a ball joint. But for the most part, you can still look down. Not that much, but because of the double hinge in the head, you can really move his head right down. But it does look very unnatural. But it's just something that you can do, I guess. And then you can look up, which is quite a lot. And then because the neck is sculpted all the way up here, it still looks relatively natural from various angles. And you can tilt his head side to side, only very slightly. And then you can also twist. And then the shoulders is on a ball joint that's connected onto a butterfly joint. So you can really rotate that shoulder however you want. And also bring out the arm so that it goes inwards. And you can bring out the arm sideways as well. And then go forward and backward. And then also swivel for the bicep joint here. double jointed elbows, and he's got the ball jointed wrist. And then the torso itself is on a double ball joint, so you can tilt forward about that much, go back about that much, and then tilt side to side and also twist. But because of how low the torso is sculpted down here, he doesn't get all that much range. The hips are on the pull down hip joints, so you can pull down his leg like so, which allows for more range. So you can bring his leg about that far out, and then he can kick forward and kick back, and then he can swivel around that joint as well. And then he's got the double jointed knees, and the way it's sculpted still looks pretty natural. And then for the ankles, it's on a hinge, so you can bring his foot back that much, forward that much, can swivel as well as twist, and then he's got the toe hinge as well. So he still retains all the articulation you'd expect a Figuarts figure would have, and because of its more simplistic kind of design, he has no hindrance at all in his articulation. The only hindrance is already what I mentioned, is the torso. He doesn't get a whole lot of range, but for the most part you should still be able to get all the poses that you want the figure to do. But that's the figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. So for accessories, the figure comes with a pair of fists, which come on default in the packaging. And then he comes with 2 chopping hands, 2 hands for holding stuff, but he doesn't come with any weapons or anything. 2 open palm hands, and finally 2 relaxed open hands. So my final thoughts are, if you're a huge fan of this character or the show, then I highly recommend this figure. But because he is a web exclusive, he is on the more pricier side. And by the time this video uploads, he's already a fairly old figure, so the price of him has gone up quite a bit since its release. And because he doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories, he can be a bit underwhelming for the price, but because of his nice sculpt and good articulation and really clean paintwork, if you're a huge fan of this character, then again, I can recommend getting this figure. But that's my review. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.